Some movies are so gloriously absurd that if you came across the trailer on accident, you could be forgiven for thinking it was a comedy sketch. But no, Hell Comes to Frogtown from 1988 is a 100% real motion picture. It exists. It was filmed. They did it on purpose. It was released, and you can watch it. This movie is one of those weird miracles from the 1980s video boom. It's part Mad Max, part Saturday morning cartoon, and somehow it's also a deadpan sex comedy about a post-nuclear fertility crisis. It shouldn't work on any level, and yet it kind of does. This might be my absolute favorite bad movie of all time. Stick around as I explain why Hell Comes to Frogtown, despite the absolutely absurd title, ridiculous premise, almost non-existent budget, is actually pretty fantastic. Like so many movies from the 1980s, Hell Comes to Frogtown opens up in a scorched, irradiated wasteland sometime after World War III. Humanity has, predictably, nuked itself into near extinction. What is left of civilization is a patchwork of warlords, scavengers, and one vaguely functioning government faction called MedTech, run almost entirely by women. Radiation hasn't just destroyed the planet's surface, it's wreaked havoc on the human gene pool. Most men are sterile, and the few fertile men are treated like an endangered species or breeding stock. Our protagonist is named Sam Hell. Yes, you heard that correctly, his name is Sam Hell. He is the hell that comes to Frogtown. The title is a literal description of the plot. Sam Hell was played by professional wrestler Roddy Piper. Sam Hell is a rugged drifter with a checkered past, and shall we say, some unusually strong swimmers. After being accused of the crime of impregnating a woman outside of government control, sperm is a valuable resource after all and can only be used for the most fertile and healthy of young women, he is arrested by MedTech and offered a choice: face execution or help repopulate the species by having sex with lots of young, attractive, healthy women. The poor guy. Naturally, he chooses the latter option. MedTech, in order to keep their valuable asset in line and to prevent unauthorized sexual activity, MedTech straps Sam into what might be the most memorable piece of science fiction wardrobe in movie history: an electronic chastity belt, a shiny metal codpiece wired with a remote detonator and monitoring system. It's part tracking device, part explosive, and 100% the movie's running joke. If Sam disobeys orders, wanders too far, or heaven forbid, gets intimate with somebody off mission, kaboom. This piece of tech also comes with blinking lights, so that we know that it's working. A low-budget beeping sound effect goes off at the least dignified moments possible, making it both a plot device and a visual punchline. His handler for this bizarre mission, Spangle, a stern, by-the-book MedTech officer who treats Sam like a temperamental lab experiment, their dynamic in the movie is actually pretty good. It becomes one of the film's comedic pillars. She is coldly scientific, and he's all swagger and one-liners. Sam's assignment? Venture deep into mutant territory to rescue a group of fertile women kidnapped by a tribe of humanoid frogs. These frog people, the result of radiation-induced genetic manipulation, live in a city called Frogtown, a crumbling industrial zone filled with rusted-out factories, neon haze, and smoke. Sam and Spangle set out across the wasteland in a beat-up old vehicle, accompanied by a few other people, an interesting cast of characters, a motley crew. Their journey takes them through stretches of irradiated desert, derelict highways, and abandoned industrial ruins. Along the way, they fend off mutant biker gangs, setting the table for a series of low-budget but surprisingly fun action scenes. We get some filler here, and it does pad the runtime, but it never gets boring. Once inside Frogtown, the movie goes full-on pulp madness, and I love every second of it, even though it's ridiculous. Sam poses as Spangle's owner. Women are a prized commodity to the frog people. Spangle, for her part, disguised herself as a scantily clad captive woman, because of course she does, it's an 80s B-movie after all. The frogs themselves are the movie's biggest triumph. Their design, the creature design, created with practical prosthetic effects and makeup, are shockingly good for a movie on this low of a budget. Their bulging eyes, slimy skin, croaking voices make them creepy and oddly charming at the same time. They're not just cheap Halloween masks, they put time and effort into these things. And for a movie that cost about $12 to make, they look pretty damn good. At the top of the mutant hierarchy is Commander Toady. Yes, Toady. Sounds like Toad. Man, I love this movie. He is a cigar-chomping amphibian despot whose mannerisms are equal parts mob boss and cartoon villain. He is assembling a harem of human women. Yes, this is a real movie. The Frog's culture includes their sacred ritual, the Dance of the Three Snakes, a scene so fucking weird, it has become a cult cinema classic. Let's just say it involves a seductive performance and an anatomical reveal that leaves audiences laughing and horrified. Thankfully, we don't actually see the three snakes. Naturally, everything goes wrong for Sam Hell. The rescue mission turns into chaos, where Sam and Spangle are exposed, Sam is captured and thrown into slave labor, and there's a funny sequence where a frog tries to cut off his chastity belt with a chainsaw. It's just bonkers crazy, and it's fun to watch. This movie is just fun. It's stupid. It's embarrassing. It's over the top. It's dumb. But if you can turn your brain off and just enjoy what it actually is, it's actually really fun in a stupid, embarrassing kind of way. The final act is a glorious mess of action and camp. Sam takes Toadie's forces on, blows up half of Frogtown with improvised grenades. Along the way, his other companions make their last stand, mowing down frog troops, in what might be one of the most heartfelt uses of foam latex ever filmed. In the end, Sam gets out of his explosive codpiece and tells MedTech to shove it, and then he rides off into the wasteland with Spangle and the rescued women, free, fertile, and fabulously ridiculous. On paper, this movie sounds insane, and it is, but that's part of what makes Hell Comes to Frogtown work so well. It is sincere in the movie that it's telling. It commits fully to the nonsense. It's not embarrassed to be a movie about frog mutants. The filmmakers never wink at the audience, they play the material straight, which makes it absurdly even funnier. The story's themes, fertility, gender politics, government control, are handled with the subtlety of a jackhammer, yet that lack of irony is oddly endearing. Instead of mocking B-movie conventions, this movie fully embraces them. Rubber mutants, desert chases, awkward sexual tension, bad humor, it's all simultaneously a parody of macho action flicks and a sincere entry in the genre. Roddy Piper's performance on the big screen here is one of the reasons the movie works so well. He's coming off of his breakout hit They Live, which is a much better known movie of his. Roddy Piper brings the perfect mix of rugged charm, comedic timing, and just sheer personality. He sells every ridiculous line with conviction, whether he's wrestling a frog or arguing with the beeping crotch device. The film's low-budget inventiveness gives it charm. The set designs feel cobbled together from scrapyards and 1980s warehouse lots. This movie flips traditional gender roles, women rule the world, men are prized for their reproductive usefulness, and the hero spends most of the time being bossed around and humiliated by women. The codpiece becomes a symbol of emasculation and control. This movie is smarter than it looks. Hell Comes to Frogtown never made a splash in theaters. It went straight to the VHS circuit, where it found a second life among fans of weird, low-budget science fiction. It spawned several low-rent sequels, none worth mentioning and none with Roddy Piper. None of them captured the magic of the original. Today, Hell Comes to Frogtown is a cult oddity, often mentioned in the same breath as The Toxic Avenger, Death Race 2000. It's a prime example of how 80s B cinema could be bad on purpose and brilliant at the same time. Hell Comes to Frogtown is the kind of movie that could only exist in the 1980s. Too weird for mainstream Hollywood, too earnest to be a parody, too silly to take seriously. It's part exploitive, part satire, and part sincere science fiction adventure. Is it a good movie? No, it's not. But is it entertaining? Oh, absolutely it is. It's the cinematic equivalent of a gas station burrito. Questionable, messy, but somehow perfect if you're in the right mood. If you decide to give this movie a watch, lower your expectations, turn off your brain, and get ready to have a good time. Embrace the madness. You might just find yourself cheering for a man in a bomb collar around his penis, fighting mutant frogs for the fate of humanity. If you enjoyed this riveting review, hit the like button and subscribe. My name is Eric Wilford Watson. You can find my novels, which do not have any mutant frogs in them whatsoever. My books are on Amazon.com. Eric Wilford Watson signing out.